find a good way to edit this up.
So for this week's, what's up guys, it's Code3 Brand Technology. For this week's video, I'm going to be assembling the X and Z axis of the Prusa MK3s naval high end with the bare X axis pieces build. This is not going to be like a complete stock assembly setup. It's going to be a few pieces that may need to be adjusted later on, like the X-axis carriage, because I'm designing this piece from scratch. I'm using some of the Prusa older belt mount pieces and redesign how the bearings and zip ties worked with it. And then I'm also using an X-axis bear pieces, print pieces, so that might need to be adjusted since it was made for aluminum extrusions instead of a steel frame plate. But anyways, let's get into the video and I'll explain more as we go along. Okay, so now we're starting the Z-axis. We could really do the Z-axis or X-axis, either one first. The only thing is we gotta put the X-axis on the Z-axis. So if we do the X-axis first, we gotta wait until we get the Z-axis complete. And also, I found out that the step motors have different cable lengths. So as you can see on this one, it's shorter because it's closer to the board that's going to be right here, whereas this one is longer so it can reach the board. And that goes the same with the other three exterior motors, separate motors. So I might have to go back through and click those, because I didn't mention that in the last episode of doing the Y-axis. I found out this on a motor online website describing it, so I have to go and click that. But anyways, we got the two motors, the two print parts on these. We got slots on each of these. So I'll make sure the left one goes on the left side, and there's the one on the right goes on the right side. And now when you get 3 M3 10 screws for each side, so it's 6 altogether, and putting the bottom 3 holes onto the frame, don't tie it too tight. So I'll get all this started. So here's what we got now. We got the 2 bracket pieces mounted. See the 3 screws on the bottom of them. So now I got 8 M3 10 screws. We're going to get the motors started, like holding in place on here, but I need to print the trapezoidal nuts, I think that's what it's called, the piece that goes right here on each of the motors. Okay, here's what we got so far. These pieces have to come off to be able to fit through here, and then I have to take them off again to put the 3 print parts like I mentioned onto this base piece. But these are just holding up. These are just motors are just mounted for now till I get the parts printed, and a few more other Z-axis pieces, like a few more bearings, the print parts, probably the top parts I need to print. So now I got the Z-axis covers printed. Now we can strip these on. You see maybe like a pretty tight fit. So I've run into an issue with the bare X-axis piece. Looks like it's not that good as I thought it would be. So I have to, cause the motor hits the frame. So I'm gonna have to remix this design, or design a whole new piece. I do like this part on it, it's where it shows it. The other one looks like it's gonna be fine, but just this side is gonna have to be something done with. Okay, so in this X-axis, I got the stepper motor turned around 180 degrees. That way it will fit on the Z-axis frame. I couldn't fit all the way in this way and wouldn't fit the other way, so this is where it is for now until I get to remix this part. But now I'm gonna put the bearings onto this x-axis. I'm gonna do 2 on the top rod and 1 on the bottom rod, and then if I need to make any adjustments I can still take it apart. So the bearings are on it now. So going back to the y-axis for a minute, I'm gonna replace these 2 screws. I believe they're M310s, and put something a little bit longer in them so I can put a hex nut onto it. That way the screw won't fall out of the vibrations from the bed. So I got the first one replaced, took the M310 screw out and put M314 to it. It looks like it's going to be the correct size. Okay, so the next step for the x-axis is I got 4 more bearings for the ends for the other rods, Z rods. And I got the x-axis carriage ready to test. Don't think this is going to be the final design that I go with, but it can be a good test fit. So I haven't inserted them all the way in yet because I'm not sure if these pieces are going to stay on the printer. So I'm going to have to redesign it because of this piece right here. But you can see they're in it. I still need the Z rods as well. Next we're going to attach the Z-axis top pieces. These are printed PETG filament, and we just need 4 M3 10 screws, and we'll attach both sides to it. So these pieces are on now. We didn't tighten them up all the way, so I can take them off again depending on what we're going to do with the x-axis motor pieces. And I still need to add the Z-axis rods because they haven't came in yet. So now I'm going to test fit the x-axis carriage. Like I said, this is probably not going to be the carriage design that I go with, but it'll give me a good idea what I need to work on with the dimensions and just overall test fitting. Okay, so we should be wrapping up the x-axis and z-axis of these next few clips. On the x-axis, I replaced the M40 screws with M3 screws, and it should be a crisp fit. You can see the idler piece lines up with the 3 print piece. This is a temporary fix for now. Later on, maybe I'll design a new piece like this. But right now, I'm going to get the x-axis idlers, bearings, and make sure one set of threads goes this way, then the other set goes at a 45-degree angle. That way it has contact with the rod's better. And then this side gets rotated like this. Alright, so this side's done. We'll do the same for the other side. So as I mentioned before, I am using the Prusa Bear x-axis pieces, so it's going to be a little bit different assembly than a traditional stock Prusa MK3s. I believe there should be a step for the X idler tensioner, and it should have the screws hosed on these pieces right here somewhere. I'm not seeing it on the bear axis, so we're going to skip that step for now. So we'll get 4 M3 14 screws and 4 M3 nuts, and put 2 in each of the ends, one like this. That way it holds the bearings in place, but not going to tighten it too much right now, just to get where it doesn't fall out. And we'll tighten that up later. So now we have the inside piece for the x-axis. We're going to insert into this piece. It's going to insert something like this. But first we gotta put 2 nuts on each side of it, and then put a screw through the middle for the pulley. I do not have the pulley piece right now, so that's gonna be the only piece I'm missing. I'm gonna use an M318 screw for that, then 2 more M318 screws for the top screws that's gonna hold it in place. Then I can thread this on, cut the belt, and put the trapezoidal nuts onto it. These square holes on the top, right here on the each side of the piece, that's right to see that the rod's in place. Wasn't for sure what those are at the start, but that's what the instructions say. On the x-axis, I'm going to be missing the 3 bearings and the pulley, mainly because this piece needs to be updated. The holes aren't exactly aligned yet, but this will give a good idea of what it looks like. So this piece has been, these 2 screws are now M3 screws instead of the M318 screws. It's easier to get into place. Now we got the 2 trapezoidal nuts. We use 2 M318 screws and 2 hex nuts on each piece. Then it should be ready to mount onto the Z-axis. Okay, so these 2 pieces are on now. Again, the purpose of this build is to test some new concepts and features that Prusa hasn't tested before, and to quality test some of these products from 3printerpart.com. But now we're ready to put the x-axis onto the z-axis. Got the 2 z-rods. Okay, so it's one last step for the x-axis is to get the belt fitted. Okay, so that's gonna wrap up this video of assembling the x and z axes for the Prusa MK3s Naval Hot End 3-prong build. So there's a few things that need to be fixed. One is the x-axis carriage. I forgot to design the belt to go through it, and I need to readjust the bearing hose so it fit properly. The next is to adjust the z-axis rods that they fit into the 3-pin parts, the motor pieces better. And I still need to get a pulley for it, and to make some adjustments to the x-axis motor mounted piece. Make sure it fits properly. But overall it's looking in good shape. The next assembly should be the power supply, board, and LCD display. And then we can start doing pre-flight checks and test fits and all that stuff to fix all the problems.